My name is Bilal and join me as I travel the world to speak to people doing the weirdest jobs on the series Bilal Does Not Care Interviews, Episode 5. Define taxidermy. Like, what do you do and what's the process?
You take the skin off of an animal and you preserve it and then make stuff out of it.
Okay, nice. This is Jack. He makes crazy shit like...
That's a dead rat meat. I've made it into a pencil case. It's got a zipper down its back and I've put a pencil sharpener in its ball sack. Got a bit of a gaper, cat-arse coasters.
So how do you get consent from these animals?
So you write them a little letter first, normally to like the parents of them and that. And you just got to make sure that you haven't already used the parents of them, really.
Yeah.
Because otherwise that can get complicated, because then you got to get in touch with like guardians and things like that. But usually you just get a nice little letter, like you would with a woman, really. Right. You know, you send a letter to the nan, be like, do you mind if I meet your missus? You know, I want to make her my missus, I want to meet her around the back of spoons. And it's just the same.
All right, that makes sense. Have you ever opened up a rodent and found your cock in it?
No, I've not found it in there. Like, it's one of them things that you already know if it's in there or not in it.
So what would you turn me into?
Go on, stand up, give us a twirl. You're quite a big lad, innit?
Yeah.
So, how would you feel about being like the top half of you being some form of mini fridge with ice dispenser kind of thing? Maybe something, I'd want to do something with your nose as well, so you can maybe like lever your face upwards like this, maybe hinge, maybe hydraulic hinges, you know, like on a car boot kind of thing.
Like Iron Man, early Iron Man, the first mask.
Yeah, but like really early, like imagine like Steamworks Iron Man or something. So you can open your face up like that, and inside it maybe a couple of shelves, maybe miniatures, you know, like what your nana drink and that.
Yeah, not sure my nan was drinking that. So why isn't there like a taxidermy market in war zones?
They've got more going on in it, really, and I don't think they're really thinking about decorating the houses that they probably don't have anymore.
What's the biggest mammal you do?
Don't know. Never really been into like big women, I wouldn't have said. But don't know, like 5'2".
Would you skin a Pokemon if they existed?
Happily. So
Really?
happily. Yeah, I'd like to remake them out of actual skin. But yeah, you won't want to look what's inside. Why can this lizard breathe fire? What magical thing's in this monster that makes it transform into a fucking other monster? And then, you know, make it into like a drone or something.
What Pokemon would you go for if you had the choice?
Don't know.
You had one Pokemon you could choose from the original 151. What one would you skin immediately? And what would you make it into?
I mean, an onyx would fuck up your knife, innit? So I'd want something with a good colour to it, good plume. What's got a good plume, like a good bunch of different colours. Maybe Venonat, you know? That little purple blob one. Yeah, because what I don't even know what that's supposed to be.
Yeah.
I reckon you take that apart, you've got a good idea then of what that is.
Yeah, true. Would you agree that taxidermy is the final form of plastic surgery, and that maybe in the future that slags will be preserved in museums and above a fireplace?
I like the idea that when they get dug up, that's all that's there, is just the fake teeth and tits. It'd be nice to like enter that market, become a plastic surgeon. Right. That, you know, do you not think?
Yeah.
A lot of transferable skills. You're not dealing with as much hair, because you imagine if a woman's about to get a job done, they'll have a little trim for you first.
Right.
Make themselves look nice for the doctor in case they die, I presume.
Yeah.
Would you do that? Would you give yourself a little trim downstairs if you thought there was a doctor who's going to go and mess with your bollocks or something? Maybe get the creases out of them.
Yeah.
Nice little injection in there, smooth them out. Maybe you want a surgery to make it look like you've just got one massive bollock instead of two.
Yeah.
Maybe you're self-conscious of having the pair.
Prefer an onion.
Yeah.
Towards that. That's brilliant. If you was a plastic surgeon, right, how would you make an animal sexy? For example, a rat. How would you make a rat fuckable?
Well, I don't even know if you have to go plastic surgery. Some fake eyelashes.
Fake eyelashes?
Yeah, a bit of nail paint, I suppose, on there.
I've made a quick fire game, Jack. Yeah. I'll name stuff and you tell me what you'd turn it into. So number 1, elephant.
Like a shoulder-mounted launcher. Just off its head. Its head would be like a backpack you wear, like a leaf blower, except it fires out, you know, like sharpened bits of tusk or something. Number 2, a pony. Barbecue or smoker, beef smoker or something.
Dot Cotton.
Which one's Dot Cotton?
She's the old woman who died in EastEnders. She used to smoke cigarettes a lot.
Oh. One of them sort of like Art Deco ashtrays, but like her head, and you've just sort of because I imagine she must have had loose skin. I've never really watched it, but she's got to have had the loose skin so you could bring it round and sort of, like a bird feeder, but for putting out your cigs in. So she can still have one every now and then.
And finally, a child.
A child? What would I make a child into? What sort of child? What's it look like?
Just me, but a baby.
You, but as a baby.
Mm.
Dunno.
Big head.
Big head. I had a big head as well when I was young. Everyone used to constantly remind you about it as well.
Oh, mate, they still do.
Same. What about just a big magnet in your head? Rest of your body's floppy. Maybe like some carpet inside to give it a bit of weight, so you can just like dash it through your kitchen at the freezer when friends come over.
Mate, you're a genius. What's your favourite rat of all time? Remy from Ratatouille, Master Splinter from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, or Ali Abdelaziz from the Conor McGregor Files?
I'm not sure who any of the three are.
What animals got the best testicles?
Rats have proportionally the largest testicles of any creature.
Do they? You prefer size over sort of the feel, the smoothness? You prefer, is that what you value?
No, I value that it's a good bit of trivia.
Right.
I love a bit of trivia.
Okay,
it feels like a pub quiz answer, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, totally.
It's a nice thing to know.
That's
like if
crazy.
you was to scale a rat up to the size of a whale down to the size of a rat, its testicles wouldn't be the same size as a rat's testicles.
Wow.
Which I think is pretty cool.
So in terms of the cum shot, how big is a rat's typical? How much are they?
I never let them finish.
Never.
No, selfish.
What rodents feel best from the inside? You know, when you've just skinned them.
From the inside,
texture.
They're all very much the same. The nicest fur is a mole fur. The nicest smelling's a mole. Mole meat smells like it would be well nice.
And what does it taste like?
Didn't try it.
How would you describe the smell of your fingers after a day at work?
Heaven.
Heavy.
Heaven.
Heaven.
Yeah. It means you've worked hard, innit?
Yeah, mate. You know in Pokemon they have rare, legendary or shiny Pokemon. What's a legendary real-world catch to you? Would it be like a Chernobyl dog with 2 heads?
What, one of them ones that resist cancer?
Yeah, or the radiation. You know, in the war zone. Did you see a documentary, the 3-headed fish and stuff, straight outside of Chernobyl?
No. I knew that there was dogs in Chernobyl apparently that can't get cancer now.
Oh, wow.
And I was reading something online, which I don't know if I trust, that they were trying to inject bits of that dog into people. Don't know who they were, but or if it's even true. Which sounds cool though, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
Let's inject bits of dog into people. What, you're feeling a bit ill, are you, love? Have a bit of fucking...
yeah, got a bit of alopecia.
Yeah.
Pop that in, yeah. Does work ever spill into day-to-day life? Like, are you ever making love to a girl and then you dip her in sodium borate and turn her tits into a stove?
No, I never mixed them two worlds, no.
No? You strike me as a stoner. Are you?
Used to be.
You're used to skinning up joints and roadkill then, would you say?
Maybe that's why I'm good with my fingertips, I guess.
You ever run out of like rolling papers and just use a beaver's forearm pelt instead when you were smoking?
No. But yeah, I imagine the little scales off its tail, if you could get them, shave them down thin enough, I bet they would make a reasonably good burnable paper.
You think so?
I've never tried. But...
No? Have any of these animals ever sought retribution for what you did to their family?
As a ghost?
No. So you've sort of turned a fox into a fucking catcher's mitt. Yeah. Have you ever thought that their sort of ex-wife may want to come back for retribution? Let's put it this way. When you walk through a forest, do you go with security?
It would be nice to. I don't make enough to afford the security detail for it. I just stay out of the woods and just stay at home. Foxes can't do latches on doors, innit? A fox ain't getting past a Yale lock, bro. So
what can fans expect next from you? What, rats, condoms, hamster fleshlight, moose knuckle groin guards for female MMA fighters, maybe for Harvey Weinstein's assistants as well? Or maybe like a scrotum or arsehole face mask?
The scrotum face mask would be pretty cool.
You think?
Yeah.
What about a moose knuckle groin guard for girls in MMA?
That would be quite good. I imagine though, because of the is it called cutilus, the stuff that makes the nail, the hoof. I still think if you kick him, I reckon that's going to do more harm if you get a good shin in there.
Right.
But he'd probably fuck up the shin and all. I would have thought it'd be quite hard.
You think a moose knuckle's harder than the human shin, you reckon? Possibly. It's keratin, you're right. You're talking
because the MMA girls moose knuckle because they work out, innit?
Oh, you think MMA's woman's moose knuckles conditioned to the point it would damage the moose knuckle that's protecting the poon.
Split it.
Ah.
You don't think?
Do you reckon there's a gang of mice that have put cheese on your head?
I like the idea of it. I like the idea that they're all flipping little coins like that as well, with little toothpicks in the mouth.
A lot of taxidermy uses roadkill. Yes. Would you use Vin Diesel after the next Fast and Furious movie?
Or is he cited to be popped off, is he, after this one?
He can't live forever.
No. He looks like he might be able to, though. He kind of looks like he would be a bit like, oh, I'm just going to peel off this now and I'm going to go and live as a slightly smaller, bald guy.
Rather than going through such a long process of preservation, right, why not just wrap them in cling film and stick them in the fridge?
Because they'd turn. And then I think when you try to sharpen the pencil in the rat's arsehole without the pencil sharpener in there, you're just going to end up with a blunt and shit-covered pencil.